Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm working on the Gamora sword some more. Let's see what I got here. Oh, it's brown on brown. That's not helpful. I got the tip, the second part, the D, D, C, B, and A. I'm also on front-facing camera because I'm stuck on that because I need a new phone. That's probably better. This is the D. The tip is the D. Part C is this part that encapsulates the D part. The B part encapsulates the C part, and the A part is the end, encapsulates the B. This is a half section. I have 95% done on D. There you go, you get the letter on there now. Basically need to put the detail lines in and then aluminum tape it. I'm 90% done on the section C. Let me see if I can put this up. Yeah, for the most part. It has to be glued together. I do have the stopper on here to stop the D section from flying out, and it works pretty good actually. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah. So the stopper works really well. I did get, this has to be glued together. I did get the studs in. The studs will stop. Once I get grooves, I'll put grooves in here in the bottom of B side so they stop around here, you know. So when this can slide the same way, you know, this does. Because I want the whole section to go 1, 2, 3, and well, the fourth section doesn't move, but I want them all to slide. So I about have the length done, really. The A section needs to be worked out a lot. What I had to do on here, you can see it, the lines here. This is one piece, this is another piece, this is another piece, this is another piece, and this is another piece. The blade edge, I had to add an ½ inch on, sorry, 1/4 inch total, but half of it's here on the inside, so half. So 1/4 is on the outside, and 1/4 is on the inside to hold it together. One of the addendums I have to the notes on the graph paper blueprints type stuff, I said add a ½ inch to both sections, the legs of both sections. Like, this is the B section as it says, and this is the B section with the extra ½ inch on there, because the legs are longer, because you needed more space. Actually, what you should do is add a 1/4 inch to all 4 sides, because that doesn't really add up as well, or line up as well. I could, of course, add another section in, like the blade section here. But that's difficult. It was really tough to glue the piece on, wait for it to get tacky enough, because when it's wet, you know, it's glue, wood glue, you know, standard wood glue. You have to wait for it to get tacky, which takes a while, and you have to hold it up, let it fall down, hold it up, you know, hold it up like this. It's a weird angle, as you can see, so clamping it really didn't work out that well for me. So it's a pain in the butt. Let's see. But it's ready now. I did get the studs in, the studs that block it off. You can see the nail head and then the studs. those started off like this. You can probably see the line someplace. Barely. Oh no, because I lost the original nail. This is just a spare nail that I got. I used my metal cutting wheel on the Dremel tool. All this is being done with the Dremel. That's the only tool I'm really using. To make a stud like that, you can tell that that's where it came off. Left me with a headless nail, but and then I used the grinding wheel to smooth out, to round that out. This is an unground one. To make a round one, which is, can you see the head on there? Yeah. So it's just like slightly rounded. And these are all slightly rounded here on here. That's a pretty good look. I also got the corners on the back cut to match this. Because there's a trapezoid section that will fit along here, and I want the actual handle to go through this and sit against this, and the section that goes around this one, the B section, all inside section A. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to do as an addendum is what I made a mistake on that I can't really go back and fix now easily at all, besides gluing a chunk back in and putting it back in again. I shouldn't have made this cut so early, because the cut on this side, the top side, does not match the cut on the bottom side. I don't know if you can see it. In person you can, but of course you have, yeah, you can sort of see that there's, if you're looking at it pretty much straight on now, you can see the back of one through the other, because, or maybe that's easier, if you slide it up a little bit, you can tell that they're not exactly the same. So what I should have done was wait till it had everything glued together and then cut the notch so they all matched. I had these clamped together when I cut the sides, and they did really good. It was a really straight line. I should have waited to cut this section too, till it was all glued together, to make sure that the lines are true. These lines are pretty even. Very, very little difference between the two. There's a Zoidberg cat. I don't think these are going to be as big of a deal. The section B, this is section B. I have a lot more work to do on this section first, and to get it done. But the notches in the section B are a lot less deep, but wider than section C. So when you see one inside the other, actually let me do it this way. When you see one, you should be able to see one inside the other. One, this will be wide, and that's, yeah, that looks pretty like what it should. I guess you need two eyes, and the camera doesn't have two eyes. There we go. Sort of. Yeah. But this is a thinner hole, but deeper, and this is a wider hole, but shallower. Yeah. Section D, of course, only has the two prongs, because that's what the blade tip is like on the sword, and section A is the opposite. For reasons that I'll get into, I guess, because you want, when this to be fully done, to have a large hole, because the hole when it's collapsed is very small, this size, and the hole when it's extended is very large, this size. So in order to do that, you know, it goes from this when it's done to that. I might actually extend the hole's width on this side and this one just to make it a little bit more true to what the pictures are. But I haven't really worked on B yet. I have to dig the channels for the posts. And the next step I'm really going to do is finish off C as much as I can, which is glue this up. After the video, I'm gluing this together. I have my clamps ready. So this will be one piece. I did have the distal taper, so it's thinner on the tip end than it is the base end. I did, actually when I put the other part in, I made sure that there's more material on this side than on the tip side. So I actually can have that good distal taper. It's going to make things interesting to get to there. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'm sure it will. I'll make it work. Come too far now. Other thing I wanted to talk about was the trapezoid. I got the handle thing here. I want the handle to go all the way through the trapezoid. Section B, of course, I'm going to cut the corners off like that and like that. The blue section in the pictures, they're like this, so I have to make that. I have to make a cuts on there too. But as I said before, I want to not make the mistakes that I made before. So I want to make all the cuts that are visible at the end. This section is going to be, the trapezoid section is going to live against this. And I want the post of the handle to go all the way through the trapezoid and touch the sort of hold the thing to stop the blades from falling back in on themselves. I did have an angle. This is a rough edged angle, but that's the that's what will go through, and if I cut it at this angle, it'll hold the sword closed or not fall backwards on itself. I'll have another plane on the other side as well for aesthetic reasons, but so I'm almost done with C. Section C, this is the top, and section B, that's the bottom. I need to glue those together tonight, and then I'm working on section D for the most part. And making that pretty and closer and working and stuff. And then I'm on to section A. Section B and C are both hexagonal. Section D is octagonal. There's actually two legs and another side, and then it'll be 1, 2, and then another side as well. This is from a rough assembly. I just haven't disassembled it yet. That's going to take a lot of work, admittedly. What else did I have on my notes? back angles. Yeah, I'm doing the back angles later. Top notches, don't do them to the end. Anything visible I wouldn't recommend doing to the end. The bottom, the top notches, and the side cuts. I mean, I'm done with this section, so I'm okay to do side cuts on this section. This section. But I should have waited on this section up top, and I should have waited on the channel in the bottom. But live and learn. I might feel the need, I might be compelled to go back, put a piece of MDF in. This is all made of MDF. And then recut it. I might not feel compelled to do any such thing. Or I might just try to put a little shim in to make it look even on both sides. We'll see. I did make the trapezoid today, or the other day, but I finished it. Obviously, this isn't right, because I mismeasured. This doesn't go far enough, and this doesn't go far enough. But with sanding and stuff, I could sand it differently. I have to glue this part on too. And I'm going to drill a big hole through the middle to have the handle go through. Yeah, that's basically what I want, isn't it? Oh, you can't see it from that side. This is really difficult with this phone being strange. No, you can't see it from that side either. Alright, that's fine. Angles and mirrors and stuff. Okay. I'm not working on the trapezoid until I'm done with section B or section A. I do want to work on the handle. I do want to work on the yellow section, the side blade. That is right now looking like this because I don't know what how the cut is. I was originally going to do a Z section, sort of do a angle cut here. Don't worry about blade and tang, that's from a different project. But I'm repurposing the wood. I was going to do a Z, like do an angle cut here, have another side go up, and then another side go out. But on the picture I saw, it was a lot more angular, so I just might get another craft board or two and just do, you know, one long thing, like might make it out of one craft board or two craft boards glued together. Which I think that might be the actual solution. But that's not going to be done this week anyway either. I'm going to upload this to YouTube and then upload the YouTube video to RPF, and while it's uploading to YouTube, because that takes forever, I'll glue section C. I'll see you guys next time. I'll try to do one of these when I make a good amount of progress, or I find something that's an error for people to fix. Trapezoid, nails to studs, went over all of it. Okay, thanks guys. Have fun. Bye.